years I've been making sourdough bagels at home, but I finally figured out how to make the best version yet. I'm going to show you all the tricks I've figured out to making these, including a new way I shape them, all the secret ingredients I use when boiling, and the best way to use your home oven for the most crispy and blistered crust. Not to mention a really open and light interior and incredible texture. This recipe begins the night before you want to mix the dough. In a tall jar, combine the Levain or Levain ingredients. This will include your sourdough starter, a little bit of sugar, fresh flour, and water, and in the morning it'll be ready to mix with the rest of the dough ingredients. In the mixing bowl, I like to combine all the flours, the diastatic malt, and then add the barley malt syrup on top. You can use just about any mixer for this dough since it's not super low hydration. To the bowl of a mixer, I'll add the water, the ripe Levain, and the flour mixture. I'll first mix at a relatively low speed just for a few minutes until all the ingredients get incorporated. Then I'll turn the mixer up to 120 or 130 RPMs and mix for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you'll notice the dough is smoother, stronger, and quite a bit more elastic. Notice how it kind of resists my tugging, and if I try to spread it out, I can get a pretty clean window pane here. Now we're going to let the dough rest for 5 minutes. After the rest period, we're going to come back, turn the mixer back up to 130 RPMs, and use that water or that remaining water to add in slowly while mixing progresses for about 5 more minutes. Be sure to add this water in slowly so the dough doesn't just slosh around in the mixer. We want it to absorb as much of the water as possible, and at the end you'll notice it's smooth with really defined edges, and when I spread it apart, it is still quite strong and not tearing. Remove the dough from the mixer and put it on your work surface. I like to give it a few slap and folds here to bring the dough together and get a nice smooth ball. Because this dough is so strong, we're not going to be doing any stretches and folds during bulk fermentation. As always, take the dough's temperature to make sure it's not too hot or too cold so bulk fermentation progresses on schedule. Cover the dough and let it rest for 3 hours in bulk fermentation until it's risen about 20 to 30% and is puffy to the touch. Use your bench scraper to divide the dough into 12 130 gram pieces. You'll notice here I'm trying to keep the dough in as big of a piece as possible. This makes balling a lot easier later, but don't stress about it. After you've divided all of the dough, we're going to form it into a tight ball. First, I like to fold the sides in and then roll it down to create a smooth exterior. You'll notice I'm using the edge of my hand to push against the counter and create a lot of tension and tightness on the outside. Then on the bottom, I'll seal it much like I would do with pizza dough. You don't really want any exposed holes. You want a nice clean seam on the bottom and a smooth top surface. This is a very non-traditional thing, but I love to use cornmeal on my baking sheets to hold the bagel dough. Cornmeal won't absorb water the same way as wheat flour will, and it makes removing the dough easier the next day when boiling. After you've balled all the dough, poke a hole down the center of one of the rounds. Use both hands to gently stretch the dough as you move it around in your hands. Try your best to expand the ring without making any side lumpy or skinny. This takes a bit of practice, much like any dough technique. This for all the pieces and place 6 to each half baking sheet, cover and place in the fridge overnight. The next day, take out your dough and let it proof on the counter for 2 hours. Be sure to have your oven preheating with a baking steel or stone inside for at least 1 hour before baking these bagels. The dough is ready when a gentle poke barely springs back. In boiling these bagels, I like to use a little bit of baking soda in the boil. This slight alkalinity helps the dough color in addition to the barley malt syrup that's added. I only like to do 2 at a time and very quickly for only 20 to 25 seconds on each side. This makes for a bagel with a super thin and crispy crust instead of a thick and ultra chewy one. Boil 6 bagels at a time and then transfer them to the oven. Meanwhile, I'll put the other pan with the dough in the fridge and then do it after I bake the first batch. Have a cup of ice next to your oven, and once you load the bagels into the oven, carefully throw the ice into a pan that's been preheated at the bottom of the oven. This steam really helps the blisters form on the outside of bagel dough. I bake these with convection on at 500 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes. In the last 5 minutes, make sure you check on the bagels and rotate them as necessary. but also you might need to turn the oven down to 450. Once you finish the first batch, just take the second batch out from the fridge and proceed directly to boiling. I know some might be angry about toasting bagels, but I tell you, when these are toasted, the crust gets even more crispy and they're just a delight. But I also love just slicing them and eating them with a thick slather of cream cheese. You know, making bagels this good at home really shouldn't be possible. The ultra crispy crust, the really nice whole grain flavor, and the open and light interior, these are absolutely next level. I hope you enjoy these as much as I do, and happy baking.